projection, like my body was projected in the virtual reality game. Okay? That is the clearest example I can give. When I put that helmet on, I saw a different world, number one. When I looked at myself in the mirror in the game, guess what I saw? Crocodile Dundee. You know that? Yeah. You seen that movie before? It's a good movie. You should watch it. Crocodile Dundee. Now this Crocodile Dundee character is a guy with a hat, and he's a safari guy. So when I looked at myself in the mirror, guess what happened? In that machine, I saw that. But is that me? No, I'm different from that. My dear brothers and sisters, we are that source that allows this projected body to appear, that allows this projected world to appear, and subsequently or after this appearance, this mind now suffers in the world of objects by getting too emotional and overthinking life. Life is not complicated, we are complicated. Does that make sense? I'm not talking about you, I'm talking about me, because I'm a work in progress too. It's called WIP. WIP. WIP in accounting means work in progress. Okay? Not whipped cream. Because whipped cream get egg, not eat egg. WIP means work in progress. So, our source, which is us, allows this mind to see this world. It would be very sad, my dear brothers and sisters, if, imagine that poor baby, the baby who has the virtual reality machine, poor child. This child only knows dinosaur and sees himself as some kind of thing in the mirror and knows only that to be the reality. Imagine I have this machine on from birth, right? And all I'm seeing is dinosaurs coming at me. All I'm seeing is this happening around me. And what happens in my mind? Tell me. Great fear, and what else? Anxiety and worry. Does it sound familiar? The world of change will destroy us if we let it, my dear brothers and sisters. But it only can destroy you if you know your mind and body to be real. Why isn't it real? What is the textbook definition? If you go to the Webster's Dictionary, what is the textbook definition of reality? Something that is there in the past, something that is there now, and something that will always be there in the future. That is the only definition of reality. Tell me, what in the world do we see with this mind that fits that category? Anybody? Our own body, we look in the mirror. When we're 5 years old, we're a beautiful child. But then as we grow up, we begin to age because of stress. And most of stress is caused by what? Situations that we can't control in life. And in the situations that we can control now, again, going from last night, we worry, and that becomes our mantra. And not only that, not only worrying, but we take life personally on top of that. People, places, and things tell us something, and we're ready for going out of the room and shut the door and we don't attack nobody now. And our whole life is wasted in that. You really have to ask yourself this question, my dear brothers and sisters. Is it really worth it? Is it really worth this world that is created by me in the first place? There is no difference between you and God. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm God. That is Hitler, and I'm not Hitler. This body is not God. Okay? But the essence of all of us is that Lord. The essence of you and I, the deepest part of us, which is the true you, which cannot change, which is not temporary, but is the only permanence in this world of impermanence. That part of you is worth worshiping. So forgive me if I go to you and I do start to RT to you randomly. Don't think me mad. Imagine me come to you a random and a do RT. I think the whole world should do that. You know why? Because even in the sinful person, the worst person in the world, there is that same God that is worthy of worship. But again, what separates a good man from a bad man? Or a good lady from a bad lady? What separates them? always say, just because you eat meat doesn't mean you're a bad person. I don't eat meat. I'm never going to judge someone who does. But all I can tell them is that meat eating is not good for you. That's all I can tell them. It's bad. It's not bad, but it's bad for health. Carcinogenous. It is cancer causing. Cut non-veg out from your life, I tell people, and you've just reduced the risk of cancer by 65%. Statistically speaking. I'm a man of statistics. I can't say the word, but I believe in that. Okay? So, the nature of one's mind determines the world we see. Do we now understand why puja? This whole lesson is on puja, you know? I hope you know that. Why puja? Because puja is the only place that I can sit down and really concentrate on God. I can't do it at work, I can't do it at school, and I can't do it when I'm dealing with a significant other, or whatever the case may be. All I can do this focus with is when I'm sitting quietly with chitta shuddhi, or a non-agitated mind, because I now know what the reality is. Do we understand? So is this real? Tell me, everyone. Come on, based on what we just looked at today. I'm touching this mic. What? This mic, this book? How are you going to tell? Acharya ji, how are you going to tell me? Now I'm playing Purva Pakshi. I'm not schizophrenic. I'm playing Purva Pakshi means someone who is being the devil's advocate. I'm going to say today, you know, and in mock trials at school, we used to do this. We used to have mock trials and we had to prove each other wrong. And I'm proving myself wrong today. How can you tell me, Acharya, that this world is false? I'm touching this paper. There's no way that this world can be false. Let me ask you a question. Is this paper going to last forever? No. This is the definition of Maya, my dear brothers and sisters. How many letters does Maya have? 4. How many letters does mind have? 4. Where does this world exist? Mind. What is another name for the world according to the high scriptures of Hinduism? Maya. And what is Maya? The Sanskrit etymology of the word? Ya, ma, sa, iti, Maya. What does it mean? Ya means that. Ma means not. Sa means present. That which is not present or real is Maya. Now, what is the definition of reality? I forgot. That which is there in the past, that which is there now, and that which is there forever. Do any of us last forever in this world? No. How many times have you been born already? You know. But guess what? Bhagavan Krishna writes black and white in the scripture. He knows all births, where Arjuna only remembers this one. And it's actually a good thing, you know, we don't remember. Well, we get so much janjat in this birth. Imagine if we start remember having born millions upon millions of lifetime of janjat. But I'll tell you what you can be proud of. You can be proud of the fact that you've been blessed. Many people ask me, Acharya ji, how, you know, this life is so hard. You know, the world is always attacking me. I say, listen, you're blessed. You know why? Because you have life, number one. God has trusted you. You have trusted yourself with this life. That peace within you, that Lord that we pray to, that intelligence, has found you worthy of living. Anybody here dead? Anybody? Anybody? Oh, thank God. Nobody missing that. And that was just to make sure you're paying attention. Because, you know, I was speaking to a group the other day, and it was actually the day after Shivaratri. And I asked the question, anybody here dead? Fine, buddy. They must have thought I said anybody heard what I said? I'm glad nobody raised that. The mere fact that you're still living, my dear brothers and sisters, means what? That you are worthy. Not only all of that, put all of that aside too. You're here, God has trusted you, yes. because you are able to come in front of this Bhagavan that is simply and very, very worshipable inside you at this present moment. Whenever you see a person who's not good in life, your mind will say they're not good. But who are you to say that? What makes you have all the authority to say that your intellect should be used to say who's good or not? You focus on you. Whatever happens in this life, you have to have what is called Ishwar Prasad Buddhi. Can you say Ishwar for me? Ishwar. And Ishwar is God, another name for the Lord. Say Prasad. Prasad is Parsad, which means what we get, we partake. Isn't that true? Whatever we get from this world, treat it as prasadam from God. Whatever instance you may be in, my dear brothers and sisters, nothing is guaranteed in life. And the quicker you understand that, is the quicker you'll begin to adapt. What is the word? Tell me. Everybody. Adapt to a given situation. You should never allow your mind to feel sad because your expectations were not met. If that happens, we are steeped in ego. In closing, my dear brothers and sisters, the death of all of us is this word called expectation. The day I expect, let's say Mani ji, me and Mani, right? The day I expect him to do something, and I say I love you, Mani, before that. Number one is conditional love. But the day I expect him to do something and he doesn't do it for me, what happens to me? Tell me. My whole life is ruined. Number one. And number two, I just proved that love for Mani, especially us too, because I know my long time, I just proved that I wasn't a true friend to begin with. Do we understand? Save yourself, my dear brothers and sisters. The knowledge that is given by these scriptures are simply tools, especially what I spoke about for puja. What is the goal of puja? Let's review. The goal of puja is to cultivate chitta shuddhi, a non-agitated mind. When I pray, I'm focusing on that part of me that is changeless, that is unaffected, where the mind is the only thing that can be effective when I have a disintegrated personality. Let me define disintegrated personality. What is that? When my mind leads my intellect. You see this mind here? This is the culprit. This is the culprit here. This mind, if we're not careful, will direct you into this world thinking that it alone can bring you happiness. This mind is a hand-me-down from the animal kingdom. The animal kingdom, where as long as physical urges are met, as long as thirst is quenched, as long as hunger is met, and as long as I'm entertained in life, as long as all those are going on, this mind is happy. But guess what? It's never happy. It always wants more. You give a man $1 million, what does he want? 2. You give a man $10 million, what does he want? 10. He wants 15. The mind is never satisfied, my dear brothers and sisters. That is called disintegration. Integrated. The opposite of disintegration is integrated. When you use your intellect to guide your mind, not falling for the objects of the world, but rising in love with that which is all happiness within you. And I told you, happiness can only be felt within you. Completion can only be felt within you. No boy or girl can give that for you. They may give you a thrill or a flicker of joy, but how long does that last? 5 minutes? And then after that, we're the same miserable people. My dear brothers and sisters, whatever joy you exist at or entertain in this world, whatever joy you will ever feel, whatever pleasure you can ever imagine, all of it comes from within who? The object? It comes from you. So why not live in that bliss forever? As we said last night, if I told you won $1 million, you would jump up and dance for no reason. Like, oh, okay. This This man's a good dance man. You know why the man dance? Because the man is happy for no reason. That's the reason why, right?
Always happy, born happy.
If we can detach from the idea. Detachment doesn't mean me give up my wife, me give up my husband, go run away from me. That's not detachment. Detachment means whatever situation I'm in, I don't depend on that temporary thing for happiness. Why? Because happiness and completion can only come from within me. But you know what we're too busy doing? Caring about what other people think about us, taking life too personally, and what? Steeping our mind in worry and anxiety. That is all of the Rakshasas that are written in Ramayana. You know, Ravan is not a physical being. I want you to, there's nobody with 10 head. Ravan is our ability to steep ourselves in fear. That's what Ravan did. And if we have Ravan in us, in the form of a mind that is always fearful, in the form of a mind that is always looking for the next thrill, a little flick of joy here and there, we're never going to get past that barrier here, and we're always going to live at the lowest level of existence, which is objects. I not study God, I not study find this peace within me, I study how much this body get, that body get, how much they get less than me, they get more than me. My might have a 5-10 house and rent out that 10 and live in the basement of one. This is what's happening in the world. As I said the other day, and I'll say it again, you can have all the wealth in the world, but one day somebody else is going to enjoy that. And chances are, it's going to be somebody who's not related to you. Okay? Enjoy your life. I'm not saying not to. Enjoy marriage. I'm not saying not to get married. But the day you start to depend on your husband or wife for happiness is the day you lost. The day you start depending on the world of objects to give you happiness is the day you got to come back and learn the lesson all over again. But then, do we learn? It's another hat to wear. One hat take off, one next hat put on. One next hat take off, one next virtual reality world go on. This is the sad reality. So what is the take home, my dear brothers and sisters? Know your Lord to be the source, and that source is you. Know your mind to be this virtual reality, this Maya that is temporary, and it is not you. Know your body to be a reflection of what your mind has projected, and know your intellect to be the ticket to govern this mind, not to allow it to think that the world can ever bring you permanence in your life. If you can do this much at your age right now, however old you are, your life will take a change from today. Coming to the mandir and singing bhajans are great, but if that's all we're doing, something needs to be adjusted. Not you. Don't think I'm talking about you. This happens everywhere. That we think we come to the temple, we say a little prayer that we don't understand, we sing the bhajans, we go home the same people. Before you know it, this life too will pass away. And don't mind me saying this, I'm actually throwing all of us a life raft when I do that. Take it with a grain of salt. You know why I'm saying it? Not because I hate anybody. And I'm not talking about you guys. I'm not talking about, so please don't think I'm talking. The other day, somebody said, Acharya ji, you talk about me? They can't be on the phone, you talk about me now? And then we have to explain. Poor Acharya ji. I have to explain, here na man, I go to the same thing. I go to the same dal. Because I love my fellow people. What's that song? बस यही अपराध में हर बार करता हूँ आदमी हूँ आदमी से प्यार करता हूँ. I will tell you today, I only have one fault. You know what that one fault is? That I love my tell everyone, my messages are not coming from me. They are coming from a higher source. Therefore, my dear brothers and sisters, it is up to us